Community organizing is a way for people lacking political power to join together with others to get things done. They can ignore one person. They might be able to ignore a few people, but they can't ignore a crowd of people with a clear message.
It's bringing people together to let them feel their own power, their own strength. That is, to empower them to change their lives.
It's a way to make change. It's a way to get political power for people and groups who don't have political power.
The people that make the decisions that affect my life and the lives of other people like me are only paying attention to people that join together into groups. If you're not organized, basically you don't exist in this community.
I'm here to make sure that people get involved, register, vote, and organize around what we need and want in this city, county, and state, and nation.
What if Rosa Parks had gotten up? What if Martin Luther King decided not to get involved in the civil rights movement? What if President Johnson decided not to sign the Bill of Rights?
Activism means that you not only go to your friends and family, you go to everybody, even the people who you don't know and the people who you don't love, or the people who are mad at you. You still help them, you know?
These federal cuts are going to impact young people with disabilities. We're basically at risk of moving backwards if these cuts go through. Instead of young people being able to continue to get educations and to be integrated members of the community, we're being put at risk of institutionalization.
I'm here today to speak on behalf of CID, the Independent Living Resource Center in San Francisco, and on behalf of people with disabilities all around the nation, to deliver a message to DC today that safety nets such as Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare truly matter.
The disability rights movement has drawn insight and inspiration from so many other movements that have shown us the power of community organizing. In the civil rights movement, hundreds of thousands of black people and other people of color took action to demand an end to their status as second-class citizens. They used the power of numbers to force change at lunch counters, through the Montgomery bus boycott, and other organized acts of resistance.
First, I can remember as a child in the 60s during the civil rights movement, it took collective action to get changes started. You know, it took a collection action in 1950s to get the equal Brown versus Education, Board of Education appealed. It took a boycott of buses in the 1950s. It took a all-out movement to get African Americans the right to vote and have civil rights as everyone else. So the movement is moving forward. It's a process that takes longer than what people realize. So as I suggest to them, don't ever give up, don't ever give in.
When AIDS ravaged the gay community in the 1980s and government did nothing, families and friends of those affected said we must act, and through massive protests and media efforts, they demanded attention. Farm workers stood up against big agribusiness, organizing Filipino and Latino workers in 1965, starting the Delano grape boycott that lasted 5 years. The fragrance of resistance through organizing rose from the labor camps in the California fields where Filipino workers had worked the soil for decades. When farm workers were intentionally sprayed with pesticides by growers, they needed to call attention to their condition. They organized a 340-mile march that took 45 days to walk from Delano to Sacramento. Their organizing and direct action eventually led to a contract between workers and growers and the eventual formation of the United Farm Workers Union under the leadership of Larry Itliong and Cesar Chavez. Through a powerful sit-in, disabled activists fought for implementation of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, which says that any program receiving federal funding must be accessible to people with disabilities.
For 124 years, we've had history here in prison. 124 years, and now it's enough of that.
By a deaf president at Gallaudet University, that represents the whole world being inspired. It'll be a role model. Everybody can look up to him.
Together, we all need to work together.
In recent years, the economic recession and declining corporate taxes have pushed people with disabilities and seniors into the streets to protect programs that people depend on for survival.
We have enough of nothing. Personally speaking, I'm so broke I can't even afford to go window shopping. That's the life that we live, and people have to understand that. But mostly, we have to understand that.
These are folks who have given their all many years for all of us, and now it's time for us to say thank you.
This senior tsunami is the most beautiful, powerful outpouring of energy from the senior community. People are fighting for their lives.
And we just have to come out like a big wave onto the beach. Maybe they'll get the message. I'm concerned about food for seniors. I'm concerned about health care for seniors. I mean, how do you survive if you can't eat?
If we lose $37 a month, then that's everything. I mean, that's medicine, food, you know, it's not liquor, it's medicine and food.
And we do need the money that they're taking from us.
We really got the power.
In 2010, Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor of California, and he proposed another round of really horrendous budget cuts, targeting a lot programs that helped people with disabilities maintain independent living. The decision was made by a number of activists in the community, disability rights activists and allies, to form a tent city occupation as a protest of the state budget cuts. And it started in the summer of 2010, and we went for a month living on a median strip in South Berkeley, and it gathered a tremendous amount of support from the community and became a galvanizing action that started Cuido, which is an ongoing street activist grassroots organization fighting for the rights of people with disabilities.
Community organizing is not all about protests. It is about people coming together based on their self-interest and using the strength of community to build power and make change. It could be registering voters, getting a petition signed, holding an accountability session with an elected official, or all sorts of creative actions. This gathering of women activists with disabilities from over 80 countries shows us that community organizing knows no boundaries.
In every nation, in every land, there is a dawning of a new day. No more separation, we are hand in hand. We are the dawning of a new way. We're loud, proud, loud, loud, passionate, loud.
How does community organizing get started? With people wanting to make a change on an issue that affects their lives, reaching out to friends, neighbors, and other people to make it happen. Tricia and her community had a fun and successful campaign to make sure that she could get into her own apartment building in her wheelchair. And the pressure from the bake sale worked. Just a week after, the management company came up with the money to install the power door. Get involved. You can start from scratch if you like. All it takes is talking to your friends and neighbors and other people who share your interests and concerns. People who want to make a change on an issue that is important to all of you. Or you can join a local group. Contact your local Independent Living Center. In San Francisco, that's Independent Living Resource Center, SF. Or you can reach out to Senior and Disability Action. Outside of San Francisco, find your local Independent Living Center or Senior Advocacy Group. Contact information for all of these can be found on the Independent Living Resource Center San Francisco website at www.ilrcsf.org.
This is our secret weapon. We love each other. We believe that our lives are precious, and that if we believe that, really, we will fight.
Well, I really think it's important to become involved in groups and organize other people to become involved in activities that will promote the needs of all of us so that we can get what everyone else gets. We want to be equal.
Don't ever give up, don't ever give in. Because it might not come right away, and change do not come right away, it comes gradually.